Hey guys, so this video has been a long time coming. I have had a lot going on lately, and I think I need to update you guys and just do this to make myself feel better. Alright. So, in May, I was admitted to a mental hospital because I was self-harming and had suicidal thoughts and actions. This is really hard to talk about, but I want to talk about it. Okay. So, as some of you know, I've had a lot of troubles in my past. Like, I have been sexually abused multiple times. I've had a lot of problems with my mom. I've never really had a dad. And I've gone through quite a bit. And so I finally agreed to go and see a counselor to talk about all of this, talk about all the stuff that had happened, and I went to the counselor and they wanted to bring up a lot of things from the past that I was ready to leave behind. They only brought it up because my mom brought it up and I was not ready to talk about it. And so that night I went home and I sliced up my thighs. I felt great. I've self-harmed in the past, like a couple of years ago or a year ago or so, and I had been around a year clean, and then I relapsed and sliced up my thighs, and then the next day I sliced up my thighs some more and my stomach really badly, and my mom texted me because I was going to work. My mom texted me asking if I was still having depressing thoughts because the doctors wanted to know, and I told her, well, yeah, because obviously I'm not gonna get cured overnight, but I didn't tell her about the self-harm or anything. And instantly next thing I know, her and my grandfather came into my workplace and escorted me out of the building and forced me to go to a hospital. So I went to this hospital and I stayed there for 11 hours, and I had to tell them about the cuts and everything because I don't think I was in such a bad mental state at that time. I don't think I could have not said it, honestly. I think it would have come out one way or another. And so then I was transferred to a mental hospital and I had to stay there for multiple days. I was supposed to get out after only a couple of days, and then my mom brought up even more stuff that hadn't been talked about, and so I was forced to stay even longer because the stuff that she brought up was that I was supposedly dating this guy, and he wanted a video of me doing it with another guy, and I thought he was legit, so I agreed to it. He said that was the only way he would come see me, which I realize now was a dumb thing to do. So I made a video and he said it wasn't good enough. And the video I had made it with this guy who had previously sexually abused me, but I knew he would be willing to make the video, so that's why I went to him. And so then I found this other guy online and had to make another video because the first one wasn't good enough, and I sent the guy I was supposedly dating both the videos, and he said he was supposedly coming that night, and then we didn't hear from him for a while, and then all of a sudden I got text supposedly from his cousin saying that he had gotten into a car wreck and everything, and he didn't. He blocked me and deleted me off of all of his social media, and he just stopped talking to me altogether, and he keeps like changing his name and stuff, so I know he's okay. And yeah. So my mom brought that up, and so the doctors had to talk to me about that, and I was not comfortable with it, but I was forced to talk about it. And so then I had to stay for a few days longer. But I mean, at least I made some cool friends there. But yeah. So then I got out of the mental hospital, and I came home, and I was, well, okay, back up a little bit. While I was at the mental hospital, I still found a way to hurt myself, because I took the metal piece off of the back of a pencil and like made it pointy so that it could cut. Like almost all of us had something we could use to hurt ourselves. We all found ways to do it, because they weren't a very secure place, obviously. Like they didn't care all that much. And so I was still self-harming while I was there at the mental hospital. And so then I went home, and I went even worse, and I sliced up my thighs some more, my stomach, my wrists, and my ankles, which mostly that's all healed now. Just my ankles are still really badly because I carved into them. And like, I'm not gonna show you because I don't want to like trigger or anything from that. But yeah. So I did that, and I went back to another counselor, and I showed her the self-harm because she asked if I was doing any more, and I couldn't lie about it. I didn't want to lie about it because I didn't want to be hurting myself anymore. And so she told me if I didn't stop, I was going to be sent back to the mental hospital, and I didn't want to go back. And I was supposed to have a vacation planned to go see my siblings, and because of me self-harming, I was not allowed to do that. And like, I'm sorry, my siblings I like raised for the first so many years of their lives, and I don't get to see them that much because my mom only got visitation once a month, and so that's the only times that I could go to before I had my car. And so I was supposed to stay with them for a week for the Father's Day weekend with my stepdad and my siblings. And because I was self-harming, they thought I was going to be a bad influence and that I would influence the kids to cut themselves too. So I was not allowed to go. And so to make up for it and not make me like have to be at home during that time and possibly hurting myself more, my aunt offered for me to come stay with her. And so originally I was going to stay with her for just that 1 week. And then I ended up staying for 2 weeks because it made more sense, because I was going with her to the 4th of July party too, which is what I'm at now, at my grandparents'. And then I told my aunt like everything that has been going on, and she's letting me live with her now, so I don't have to deal with my mom or any of that stuff back there. I get to kind of start over fresh. I'm still living in the same state and everything, I'm just moving across the state. And so I've started moving. I have most of my stuff packed up. Like, the main thing that triggered my moving, because I knew I was going to be moving, but we didn't know how quickly we were going to get my stuff or anything until my grandpa posted. Okay, so I had to leave my dog behind at my grandpa's house when I went to stay with my aunt, because my cousin's really allergic to dogs, and so I knew I couldn't have her around him. And so I had to leave her, and we were supposed to go and talk to him about like what the plan was for her, because obviously I don't want to get rid of her. I've had her since I was 8 years old. Like, she's my family. I've literally had her for half of the time I've been alive. And he posted on Facebook a picture of her saying that he was trying to get rid of her and was asking for someone with a good home to take her. And he didn't ask me about any of this. He didn't even talk to me about what the plan was for her. He just decided to do it himself and go on Facebook and try to get rid of her. And when I saw that post, I was bawling and I was having a panic attack on the couch. My aunt was at work, but she was like coming home right at that time, and she came home to me having a panic attack. And she called my grandpa and went off on him, and we were supposed to go visit to get some of my stuff that day. And he told us not to bother to come, but we still went because we were like, we're done. We can't handle that part of the family anymore. And so we took my dog and almost all of my stuff and just packed it all up, and we took it down here to my other grandparents' house for now, which I'm staying here for 2 weeks because my aunt and uncle are going on a trip with my cousins to the Grand Canyon, and so I'm here with just my dog. And I bawled when my aunt left. Like, I've grown so attached to her over these past 2 weeks because of how much she's helping me. I don't know what I would do without her at this point. Like, she's done so much for me, and she doesn't have to. Like, I look up to her like a mom. Like, she's the only mom I have right now because my mom is not a good mom. I, bawled when she left. And so I had to just go down to the basement and play pool by myself because I didn't want anyone to see me crying. And, now no one's around, so I don't care. But so much has been going on lately, and so I wanted to make this video to get it all off my chest. And yeah, just to put it out to the world. So yeah, I love you all. I will see you in my next video. Stay awesome, stay strong, stay beautiful. I'll see you guys.